Sometimes if you go in and talk to them, they can come out the same day. Otherwise, it would probably be Tuesday before they can come out and look. But I'll let you know how it goes. We got approved. We got our electrical and our gas inspections. Gas company will come tomorrow morning and install a meter. The city will give me another inspection and allow me to get my service turned on so I can have power. All I have to do is put in at least one ground fault receptacle somewhere and get my big wire pulled through here. So I went ahead and ran and got the feeder cable. I'm going to see if I can get it pulled through and get everything they want done. Maybe they can come tomorrow and inspect that so I can get the electric system to turn me on. I know I got some comments on it when I said something about this aluminum feeder cable, but there's nothing wrong with aluminum cable nowadays. I mean, the terminals are all rated for aluminum cable. You don't even have to use the no-ox anymore, but it's still probably good practice to put a little on there. And most of the time, if you've ever bought one, you've got plenty of it left. There's not going to be much load in this panel. I would have had that gone, because this is considered a sub panel, because we have a meter-based disconnect with breaker spaces outside. Then I couldn't derate the cable like you can on a normal service entrance. So instead of this 4/0 aluminum, I would have had to have 3/0 copper, and I would have had to use all 3 conductors according to the inspector. So one 3/0 copper, just one run of it, costs the same as this entire cable. This entire quadruplex cable. So by the time you run 3 of them and a copper ground, you would have had, of course, over 3 times as much money in the wire. So I'm just going to use the aluminum. I'll go ahead and see if I can push this through here. It's going to be tough to push it. I may end up having to lube it and maybe wait till Missy can come help me, or somebody can pull on the other end, but I'm going to give it a try. It might slip right through that conduit, who knows. Definitely gonna need some lube. Yeah, there's no way. I have to pull it as well. So I'm probably gonna have to wait on help. Got me some rubber gloves on. Let's try the lube. gotta be getting close. We got about 3 foot sticking out of the L bend out there. I probably need about 2 more feet just to get that pushed back up into the disconnect panel. So I'm gonna go ahead and shove one more through and then go out there and see what we can do with it. I'll stop right there. We'll go out and look and see if we can get it pushed up through that LB out there. We might want to take our lube with us. And if we can get it the right length out there, we can cut this off in here, and that's what we'll use to go up the weatherhead, the mast up to the weatherhead. Probably still need a little more, but we're close. We are close. Let's see. 2 hots go there, neutral and ground go down here. That'll probably make it when it's all pushed up through there. I'm gonna go ahead and get this off and might grab me a rag, try to keep it from getting too nasty out here. It'll probably been easier to push it from out here because it was a straighter run initially, but I was afraid it'd get so nasty out here in this mud. In my mind, it was going to be easy to pull that entire cable back once I got them up through there. In reality, that's not the case. I probably should have just started with 1 wire at a time and got it fit in there and went to the next wire. I may end up still doing that. I'm going to try just a couple more times to get some slack in this cable down here so I can pull it back into the house. If that don't work, I'll drag them all out but one and just fit one at a time up in that tight little box. Let's see if I can pull it now with just one cable bent. Yeah, she pulled pretty good that time. I'd say if I could have had somebody out here keeping these wires from getting caught as it's going into the hole, we could have probably done that. It just wasn't happening by myself. Y'all are saying is that copper would have been smaller and easier to pull, so it would have been worth an extra $500. goes. Well, an old crescent wrench and 2 Sawzall blades later, I got a bender. Also got a helper. She just got home from work, so she's gonna come over here and help me pull while I push or something. I'm gonna pull, I'm gonna push. That was so much easier. You just basically hook this on the wire and push it or bend it or whatever. So we're gonna try to get this nice big one up through there. It's amazing what the wrong tool and the right help will do for you. Easy peasy. Y'all don't tell her how long I was struggling before she got here.
I'm sure he didn't struggle much.
Okay, we'll go in and figure out where the other end goes and cut it off. And hope we got enough left to go through the roof. Okay, we're back in here. We just untwisted these to single strands to make them easy to manage. And I don't have a cable cutter, so got a Sawzall.
Both of these go outside?
Both of them, yes. You okay in there? We're gonna go outside and get the outside done before it gets dark, because I can work in here all night if I need to. Okay, Missy insisted I set up the camera in case I fall, because she wants to have a really good fail video. But that looks like that'll be okay. All right, I just got a razor knife. I got an Allen wrench. This neutral goes into a lug back here in the back, but you pretty much just have to stick it in and tighten it down like a normal lug. Now these 2 big lugs on the front, they're neat because when you loosen them up, you can take out the whole front of them. That way, all you have to do is push your wire back into that slot, slide this down, tighten it up, so you don't have to quite bend the wire as much. So I'm going to strip this wire back. They don't like you to wring the wire around here. I'll tighten them up later, do them all at once. I'm going to go ahead and jump up on the ladder and get them wires bent back down in the weather head and cap it off and be done up there.
Did they fit down in there?
Oh yeah. We're down 10% battery. Oh well. Well, guys, the camera died last night, either when I was on the ladder or on the roof wrestling with that weatherhead, but kept working and got everything finished up in here. Your ground that goes down to the footer, you gotta have a little block there for other people to tie into, and then of course the inside. This morning about 10 after 8, the gas company came and we have gas now, so that's a milestone. I'm currently waiting on the inspector to come and look at this electrical to allow me to turn it on. It's been raining all morning here, all night and all morning. I'm about out of propane. I may have to hot wire the furnace to my extension cord and turn it on here in a few minutes. Let's see. What you got in here is the neutral, 2 hots, and the ground. I've put a few circuits in. I don't have my breakers. Breakers are a scarce commodity right now. I guess because of COVID, I couldn't even order the arc fault breakers that don't have a pigtail. They call it a plug-on neutral. It snaps on this bar so you don't have all them extra wires. Lowe's didn't have, I think they had one in stock in one of the Lowe's, and you couldn't even order them for home delivery. I went to the Home Depot site. They didn't have any in stock, but you could order them, so I ordered them last week, and they were supposed to be here yesterday, but UPS let them lay down in Memphis for an extra day, so they're on the truck today supposedly, so I'll get them after a while. I bought the combination arc fault and ground fault breakers when they had them in stock. That's for like the kitchen areas, so hopefully he'll turn me on with just this. I had to put in an outlet over here for the washing machine, a ground fault outlet. And then I went ahead and wired up the basement outlets, which also do these outdoor receptacles out here on the porches. So that's plenty of places to plug up if we can get it turned on. So I'm gonna hang around here, wait on him. I might go ahead and stick these 4 breakers I got in. I didn't want to have a mess when he came in, so I tried to get everything stripped out. All my ground's hooked up this morning, and then just pulled everything over to the side and tied it out of the way so it wouldn't be in anything. So I'll let you know how it goes. The inspector just left. He's going to have his secretary call it into the electric system. I just talked with the guy there, and he said hopefully they could come over in the morning and get it hooked up. So I probably need to get started on this ductwork and get the heat blowing out up here instead of down in the basement. The sky's cleared a little bit. I think most of this is moving up the northeast and turning into snow, so I hope you guys manage that okay. I saw one Post said they're supposed to get 18 inches up in New Jersey, so. We're getting us a little power this morning. We can get that furnace turned on and stay warm. Okay, I drug my 2 light cords. That's the basement lights, and that's the lights over here in the great room and kitchen. I usually have plugged in my extension cord from next door and plugged them into that ground fault outlet, and it works. Where's reset? Okay. So we've got juice now. I've still got 9 breakers to put in this panel. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and plug the lights back into my extension cord and turn the main off, so I won't have to be working in there with it hot. These are pretty safe with these little plastic covers over them, as long as you got the main turned off. And I'll get this panel completely wired in, and I can put the cover on it. Flicker on here. Alrighty, we've got our all of our breakers that put in. Of course, these are standard breakers down here, and these are the new arc fault. Some of them are the combination. The purple ones are the combination arc fault and ground fault. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, and then we got 9 of the arc faults. See this little breaker here, $3.94. This breaker, $55. So I think the arc faults are about $42, $43. But I'm gonna go ahead and punch out the cover so I can cover this thing up, and then what I'll do is just the circuits I'm going to use, I'll put a little piece of tape and I can just flip the breakers on when I need them. Okay, since we've got power now, I'm gonna go ahead and try this furnace out. I've stuck a jumper from R to W there, and I stuck the media filter in it. So I'm going to turn the gas on. I bled this yesterday some before I tightened that union up. So what I'll do is stick this door on so that the thing will be sucking through the filter instead of all this nasty basement. Also, it'll push the switch in that actually allows it to come on, give power to it. And I've got a switch up on the side here. I hadn't put a cover on it yet. I've got a one of the red ones that says gas burner somewhere, so I need to put it on there. Keep somebody from thinking it's a light switch and turning it off. The other thing you always have to check is your gas valve on, which it is. So we will stick this bottom door on and see if we've got ignition. Let's see, that looks like it. Honors and flip that switch in.
Sure. Now good?
Yeah. Why not? We should get our inducer motor first. Then we should get our glow, there it is, the glow stick's on. So we should hear gas valve in a second. Like I said, it's still probably got some air. I didn't bleed it really good, but I bled it till I could smell it just a little bit. I think we have ignition. Get you off this thing. Tiny little burner compartment. I hear the fan. Or maybe I just hear the heat exchanger. There comes the blower. Oh yeah, you can smell it. Nothing like the smell of a brand new furnace. Which is going to be pulling that cool air in from upstairs and then heating it and blowing it out down here. But if we keep the doors closed, it'll return it back through the hose and maybe keep both places warm. Well, we'll let this run a little bit and burn the exchanger off. I'll eventually have to put this up. I picked up a condensate pump at the shop this morning, so I'll have to glue all that together and get my condensate pump mounted on the side. I do have an outlet down here for it now. It works off of this ground fault, which is now on, and I got my sump pump plugged into its circuit. So having electricity just makes things so much nicer. Okay, that's got us a temporary way to get rid of some water. I didn't straighten nothing up. I did put a little clamp on this cord, stuck it on the screw that was on this case coil just to keep it out of the way. Tossed the condensate tubing across top of the unit and over toward the pump. What I may do on that is, I'm thinking of, instead of drilling another hole, you can't just run your tube out of the house when you're using a furnace, because it'll freeze in the wintertime. But I usually just go up to 3/4 and go out and then adapt it. But I've got this 1.5-inch sump pump line pitched down the side of this joist. I may pick up an 1.5-inch Y, and stick a little 1.5-inch by 3/4-inch threaded connection in the Y part of it, and just stick the actual condensate into this thing. It'll pump it into that pipe, and it'll go on out, just, you know, gravity out of the house here, and that pipe's big enough that it'd never freeze up. So I went ahead and put a T right here, because I may just bring the air conditioning condensate around the corner here, go down in there and put another T up here for a vent. This is actually a vent on the trap, so you can't blow enough air through here to affect the pressure switches. It would come out right here. I mean, I guess you could theoretically blow enough air, but we're not going to with this furnace. So it's already getting warm down here. I had to cut the little heater off. It's about 36 and dropping outside, so, and that's pulling the air from upstairs. So I'm curious when I go up there to see if it's kind of warming it up there a little bit, because it's pulling air out of the upstairs, heating it and blowing it in the basement, and then it's going back out through the hose I got cut in the floor, I guess, to get back upstairs. So I could just leave the bottom door off and circulate just the basement air and really make it warm, but it feels it's almost too warm in here. I'm gonna take my jacket off before I get to work. Okay, just got back from Lowe's. Bought, I don't know, about $23.68 worth of PEX and a couple $100 worth of Top L coffee.